So it might come as a surprise that I am not a public speaker. I do not like it. I don't put myself in those situations. I cannot public speak to probably save my life, at least not well. I can certainly get up there and kind of be sweaty and mess up everything I'm saying and forget it and need it written down. But like I've done it before in front of my coworkers, and there was probably like 15 of them, and I lost my nerve. I was a wreck before and after, heart pumping, like adrenaline. I'm not a good public speaker, and I'll be the first one to admit that. But there's something weird about doing things like this, talking to a camera, and being genuine, having things kind of just come to me. I mean, we're work from home now, so like a lot of our meetings, all of our meetings and our phone calls are video. So we're on camera, we're talking to people, we're asking people questions, and I think that's a little bit even a little bit different than like just calling somebody on the phone, because there's not that like visual aspect of what you're seeing. You can't see what the other person's doing on the other line. Where like if we're on camera and we're talking to people, especially like some of the meetings that I'm in, there's 50 people, there's 80 people. I don't think there's ever usually 100 people, but that's a lot of people. I mean, that's enough to fill a conference room. And if I was in person, never would be able to run those meetings. But I run a lot of meetings for my work. And I've done a lot of videos where it's something like this, where I'm just talking to the camera, or even out in public where I'm doing like a vlog style video. And that one's a little bit different because, you know, you always feel like, oh, they feel like people are watching you. And to an extent they are, but most people don't care. They really don't. As long as you're not being obnoxious, most people don't even give you a second glance. People are mostly actually curious about it from my experience. Like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, what do you do? You know, things like that. But and I realize that I'm doing this talking to a camera that is sitting here and I'm the only person in the room. If there was one other person in this room while I was doing this, I would be like looking at them and probably distracted, we'll say. But honestly, when it comes to this, I'm just me and the camera is what it feels like. The second part is putting things on the internet where people can view them. Yes, nobody's probably viewed this yet, but that's not the point. We've had other videos for other channels where they've had 2,000 views. I think one of them has like 131,000 views, which was like a review of a You Enjoy Jeep, which is basically the cheap Amazon version of the red Power Wheels Jeep. Something we got, but it had like a remote control and speed limiters and things like that. So it was very cool. We still have it. It mostly works, but eventually when it dies, we're going to put a big battery in it and make it go fast. And rubber tires, because the plastic tires are garbage. That's a side project. But yeah, it's public speaking is one of those things that it just, I don't know. There's something different about this. I don't mind if a million people saw this. It doesn't matter to me. And maybe it's because I'm not in front of them, but I still think there's an aspect of, okay, I'm making this and I know a million people are going to see it, judge it, and there's going to be negative feedback. There might be positive feedback. There might be no feedback. Nobody might watch it. There might be nobody watch this video. And you know what? That's okay. I am okay with that. Because the goal of this isn't to post things on the internet. It isn't to become famous or an influencer or any of that. That's garbage. It's honestly to get practice for what I'm doing, which is video and audio and editing, which I don't edit really any of these videos, but color grading, to get through all that and to learn how to use my cameras better and to kind of just mentally clear my head of all this stuff. as I mentioned in another video, I like doing this because it clears my head. It gets all the junk out of it that is currently just occupying it. And then I can go about my day and focus. And focusing has been extremely hard recently. And I'm a little worried the medication that's for the ADD isn't working as well as it used to, or maybe there's more distractions or stress or whatever it might be. There could be a number of things. But it was really hard trying to go through all those tests of the medication. So I don't really want to do that again. So I'm trying to make this work and just retry some of the coping mechanisms that I used to use, which is like notes, which is reminders, which is calendars, paper notes, whatever it might be, just to keep myself on track. And so far it's been kind of working, but like paying attention has definitely been a struggle more recently. But yeah, I circling back on this, I'm not a public speaker. I will never be one. I'm not striving to be one. But I like doing things like this. Not for the, again, not for the exposure, not to make myself better at it, although it is nice to get better at talking to a camera because it is extremely weird looking at this like one-eyed pole tripod thing. None of that sounded good. But it does take a little bit of getting used to talking to this camera. So this helps with that and helps me just kind of clear my thoughts.